Hello, good evening, teacher.
Hi, good evening, Anne. How are you?
Yes, I'm very fine today.
Yeah,
And
okay,
how are
me
you?
too. Me
Yeah.
too. I'm fine, okay? And still alive and kicking, okay? Okay, so let me share the presentation to you now, Anne. Okay, just for a moment. Okay. Okay, I hope you can see the presentation, Anne.
Yes, I can see it.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so yesterday we were able to tackle all about how we are going to ask for a detailed information if we are going to have a trip, right? So
Yeah.
if we wanted to have a trip, so it's very important to ask for a detailed information. That's why, yeah, yesterday, okay, we're able to come up, right, with this particular questions.
Yeah.
Okay, what time does it leave? What does it leave from? Or where this does it leave from? How long does it last? What exactly is included? Are there any hidden extras? So these are very important questions, okay? Because sometimes in an advert like this, okay, in an
Yeah.
advert like this, some informations are lacking, okay? Because of that, okay, if you will not going to ask, so you might be confused, okay?
Yeah.
And okay. And then we're able also to listen and you were able to speak, okay, the possible question, okay, that is needed in this particular thing. And then you received an answer coming from the guide or the tour guide. Okay, now moving on in here on listening. Okay, we're going to have a listening activity, renting a car. Okay, this is also important. Do not rent for a tuk-tuk, okay? Rent for a car. Okay, so how are we going to rent for a car? So what are the things that we should have to understand? Now, you all know already how to ask detailed information. Okay? Now, this time, we should have to understand how you are going to rent a car because if you are going abroad, it's very important also to understand how you are going to rent a car. So, what are the
Yeah.
possible questions, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, listening 56, we have to listen and complete these questions. You can ask when you want to rent a car. Sometimes, like in Taiwan, okay, you can rent a car actually in Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can rent in a group. Okay, let's say for example, if you are just like when we were there in Taiwan, um, we went to a certain place. It's going to be a far place. It's going to be a province also. So we went there and we rent a car. Okay,
Yeah.
we rent a van actually because we are eight. Okay, we were eight during that time.
Yeah.
So we rent a van. Okay. Okay. So let's try to listen now on. Okay, 56. Okay. Hmm?
Recording 56.
Okay.
A.
What range of cars do you have?
Hmm.
B.
Is insurance included?
Hmm.
C.
Do I have to pay an excess if I have an accident?
Hmm.
D.
Can I hire a car one way?
E.
Is there a mileage limit?
Hmm.
F.
Do you provide child car seats?
Hmm.
G,
Is accident cover included?
Hmm.
H,
What documents do I need?
Okay. So these are all, right? So these are very, very important, Anne, right? Okay,
Yeah.
why is it very important to us? Okay, because especially like for example, um, if you are if you have a baby going with you, so it's very important that you have to ask for do you provide a what is one? Do you provide a
Child.
child car seats, right? So
Yeah.
it's very important. Okay, why? Because if you will just going to rent a car and then you have a baby with you, so and then it's a long distance travel, so it's hard for you to hold your baby most of the time, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it is long distance travel. So therefore, it's very important for you to ask, do you provide child car seats, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so therefore the answer in here would be child car seats. Okay, now,
Nice car.
yes, okay. Now, other questions that we should have to understand. Okay, what range of cars do you have? So when we are talking of range, what do you think would be that one, Anne?
I don't know the brands, but
Okay,
I get maybe they add the model of car,
okay,
maybe car 4 6 or 7 6.
okay.
Yeah.
Actually, when we are talking about what range of cars do you have, that means it's going to be how much maybe.
How
Okay,
much
how
the
much?
price?
Yes, how much would
Oh,
be the price? And it depends on the model also, right?
yeah,
Yeah, so and then it depends also on the number of kilometers that you
yeah,
were going to go to. So that would also be considered to be the range. So you have to consider the amount, the price. You have to consider also the range of the travel because if we are going to say that the travel is just only, let's say, 100 kilometers,
yeah,
and that would be back and forth, right? Because if it's more than that, so the engine might explode, right? If
yeah,
that would be very hot already. So you need also to understand that one, especially the range of the cars that they have. Okay?
yeah.
And then uh letter B, is blank included?
Is insurance included?
Yes, okay. Yes, it's also very one of the most important thing, and okay, because we don't ask for any accident, right? We don't ask for that. We don't want that one. But of course, for you to be insured that whatever happens to the passenger, so someone of your family can be able to get an
Yeah,
insurance, right? If that would happen. But we're not thinking of whatever happens along the way, right?
yeah,
Okay, so hopefully it will not going to materialize or it will not going to happen. Okay.
yeah,
But for your safety also and for the safety of your family, in case because there are also unavoidable circumstances beyond control that a lot, okay, actually I heard a lot or everyday news. Okay, I watch the news from the TV. There is this particular car that banged
mm,
together and then something like that. Even
yeah,
even here in the Philippines, and we do have a lot of actors and actresses here already died because of the car accident,
yeah,
right? Okay, so we don't ask for that. We don't want that to happen. But okay,
It's
it's for
necessary.
security
Yeah.
also, right? Okay, so
Yeah.
it's very, very important too. Next question. Do I
Do I
have
have to pay an
blank?
exact
Yes, excess. Okay,
exact
so excess. If I have an
accident?
accident. Okay, let's say for example, you were able to, let's say for example, you were able to scratch a little bit, okay,
Yeah.
the the car,
Yeah.
okay. So of course, you were able to rent that one in a good condition, but when you bring them back, so there's something wrong in it, there's a scratch in it, so it's very important also if there would be an accident, do I have to pay for an excess?
Yeah.
Okay? And of course, a lot of car companies, right? If ever there would be accident, something wrong, something happened on their car, on their car, so you are liable to that, and you need to pay for that, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
the car company, of course, let them to borrow that particular car in good condition, and then when you return that, so it's not good anymore. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and letter D.
Can I hire a car once way?
Yes. Okay, so can I hire a car one, okay, one way? Okay, is this possible that you can be able to hire a car one way? What do you think? Like, let's say, for example, I am going to go to Ho Chi Minh City from from where? Let's say, for example, in your place, you are in
Da Nang
Hanoi. Okay,
City.
let's say, for
Yeah.
example, if you're
Hanoi.
in Hanoi and then you will going to go to Ho Chi Minh City, but you will not going to come back again to Hanoi. So it's just only one way, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So is it possible that a car company will going to have that particular thing? Yes, because that car has its own driver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe they will going to let you the driver drive you. Okay. You will not going to drive. Okay, because that's just
Yeah.
only one way, right? And then after that one, when you reach your destination, so the driver will going to bring back the car, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Next, another important question on.
Is there a minor
Okay.
a mile
Mile.
limit
Yes. Okay.
or
Is there a mileage limit, right? Okay. That means the only the particular kilometers, okay, so there
uh,
is this particular mileage limit only.
a
Let's say for example,
a
it's just only 1,000 kilometers, or
uh,
let's say for example 2,000 kilometers only, and then if you exceeded to that mileage, so you are going to pay for an additional, right?
uh,
Okay. And then another important question is,
is is no, I don't know this
okay,
answer.
is accident covered
Uh,
cover
in
included?
accident, yeah.
Yes, is
In
accident, okay, is accident cover included? Yes, so that means if ever that's form part of the insurance actually, right? So if ever there would something like um, happen in that particular car, so they will just going to report that one to the insurance company, and the insurance company will be the one to pay for them for the damage, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that is accident cover included with that particular car, right? Okay, and
Is
then
it the same with sentence B, the meaning?
no, actually, when we are talking of insurance, the is insurance included for the person, okay, for the
Yeah.
passenger only. Here for the car,
Oh, yeah. I know.
okay. Yeah, so it's very important, right? Because sometimes if you don't know all of these things, then the company or the car company will going
Mhm.
to say you're going to fool you, right? They will going to they will not going to pay you. Let's say for example something happened because you don't know, you don't ask question, right? So something happened
Yeah.
to you, and then they will just going to say, oh, it's not part, of our regulations, right?
No.
Because you
Yeah.
don't ask, right? And
Yeah.
therefore it's very important to what? Documents, right?
Document.
Okay, because before you can be able to rent a car on, you need to sign for a documents,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, that means you already understood the rules, okay, in renting a car, and therefore you need to affix your signature in it, okay? And then
Yeah.
so that you are also bind with the rules and regulations of the car company,
Yeah.
okay? Yeah, because that's also your, that would also be your safety and security purposes, right? Because you can be able to ask for an insurance, the insurance company, you have to pay us, okay, something like that, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so these are the questions that you can ask when you want to rent a car. So let's try to practice this one on.
Yeah. What brands of cars do you have?
Okay.
Is insurance included?
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to buy an exact if I have an accident?
Okay.
Can I hire can I hire a car one way?
Okay.
Is there a mileage limit?
Mileage.
Mileage?
Mileage,
Uh,
yes.
is there
Mileage limit. Okay.
is is there a mileage limit?
Yes.
Do you provide tire assist?
Okay.
Assist? Yeah. Is accident cover included?
Okay.
What documents do you need? Do I need?
Yeah. So what
What
documents
documents
do I
do
need?
I need?
Okay. So that's the end, right, of a question. So you already covered the important questions that you need to understand. Okay, now listen and write the number of its responses from 1 to 8 next to the correct question A to H. Okay, so let's try to listen to audio number 57, and then we will going to write 1 to 8 depending on the correct question in here, right? Depending on the order of the audio presentation, right? And
Yeah.
okay, so let's try to listen.
Recording 57. 1,
If you average more than 250 miles per day, then there's a charge of €10 per mile.
Okay. So what is that? What we're talking about that?
Sentence E.
Okay, so that would be
The mileage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right. Can I listen again?
Okay, sure. Wait for a while.
2. Recording 57.
Okay.
1.
If you average more than 250 miles per day, then there's a charge of 10 euro per mile.
Okay, so
Letter A, sentence A.
yes. So no, letter that's correct. It's letter E, right? Because it says in there the number of distance. So that would be the miles, right? So mile age. So that means this one is number 1. So you are correct actually, Anne. So I'm just confirming, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that would be letter number 1. Okay, this one is number 1. Okay. So that would be it. So the question would be like that, and that would be the answer. So the one that we heard just a while ago would be the answer. Okay, let's continue. What's the second one?
2.
We have all kinds, small, compact, mid-sized and full-sized.
So we have compact, we have small, we have large, different sizes. So what is that?
Sentence A.
That's correct, okay?
Oh.
Because that would be the range, right? The range, maybe the model, it depends on the model of the car, right? If that would be the best model, right? Okay, let's continue.
3.
Sure, there's an extra charge of 30 euro for all one-way hires.
For all one-way hires. So that's
sentence D.
Sentence D, right? Okay, so question letter D. So that would be number 3, because the answer would be, can I hire a car one way? And the answer would be yes, right? Okay. And then let's continue.
4.
Yes, full cover is provided for every named driver.
So what is that?
Sentence G. Is accident cover included?
Okay, actually that would be sentence B, C, right? So that would be number 4. Do I have to pay an excess if I have an accident? Okay, so it should be, right? You should have to pay. Okay, next.
5.
Yes, all that's covered. There's a 24-hour emergency number to call if you need assistance.
So where is it? Letter
B.
Letter G, right? It's letter G, so that would be number 5. Because is accident cover included? So the answer is yes, okay? Next. Oh, what happened?
License or an international license with a passport.
Again? Okay, so what is that? Have you heard that?
License.
Yes, so that would be letter H. Okay, so yeah, letter H. Why? Because that would be form part of the documents that you need to present, right? Okay. Passport. Yes. Okay, next.
7.
7.
Yes, you have to pay the first 900 euro of any claim.
So that would be?
Sentence B.
Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay. Actually, insurance. Okay. Actually, this one is letter B. Letter B. Sorry. Letter B is number 4, and this one is number 7. Okay.
Yeah.
So do I have to pay an excess if I have an accident? And of course, the last but not the least, that would be letter F. That would be number 8. Okay. Oh, wait. So number 8. Okay. I have to bring you here, down there. Okay. So that will be it, Anne, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's try to listen to Laura in Italy. Rent a car at Dublin Airport. Complete the information. So we have here the VW Polo. So what do we call this? These are what we call the range, right?
The range
Yeah,
car.
the VW Polo, Ford Fiesta, Toyota Corolla, Toyota Avensis. So these are all the range of cars. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, and for the class economy, that would be 89 pounds. That would be PW, okay? And
PW.
yeah, okay, let's try to listen.
Recording 58.
I'd like to hire a car for a week from next Monday.
Certainly. What class of car would you like to have?
Well, what have you got?
Our economy car is a two-door Polo. That's €89 for a week.
That's too small. We are 4. Do you have anything else?
Next up is a compact car, a Ford Fiesta. The rate for that is €99.
Okay, so what's the next range of the car? That would be the Ford Fiesta, and the class is compact, right? And so that would be compact. And PW here, yes, so PW stands for per week.
99. Yeah.
Okay, so per week. So how much would be the Ford Fiesta compact?
Yeah.
So that would be 99.
99.
Yeah, so that would be 99 pounds per week. Okay, next.
Is that an automatic?
No, it's manual.
I want an automatic, really. What automatics have you got?
We have a Toyota Corolla. Let me see. That's €139 for the week.
Wow, that's a big increase.
Yes, well, it's a bigger car. It's an intermediate class. All our full-sized cars are automatic too, but they're €169.
Ah, I see.
Actually, we have a special offer on at the moment. I think we have an automatic Corolla, yes, for €125.
Okay, that's the one.
Okay, so for Toyota Corolla, that would be, okay, this is intermediate, okay? Yeah, this one is intermediate. So intermediate. Okay. Wait for a while. Okay, so intermediate, and that would be how much?
100.
Okay, so that would be 139. Okay, so 139 pounds per week, right? Okay, and then they have this special full-size Toyota Avensis, right? And that would be how much?
900.
Yes.
69.
No, okay. Actually, yes, 169.
169.
Yes, 169 pounds per week. And look at this one. It's a full size. That means a lot of people can ride in there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you are just going to if you are just going to hire only an economy class, so maybe that would just only be 3 to 4 people can ride in there, right? And it's going to be an 89 pounds, so that would be also expensive, because if you are going to rent for that, you need, let's say for example, if you are 6 or 7, so you need to rent for 2, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you were going to ask more, what are the different ranges of the cars, right, that you have. So you can be able to come up with this particular full-size Toyota
Yeah.
Avensis that would be also automatic, right? Because Laura wanted an automatic car, right? Yeah, because these are the class economy, the class compact are just only manual, right? But Toyota Corolla, it's going to be automatic. Same also with Toyota Avensis, right? And right, okay. Now remember, PW stands for per week. Okay, so if you happen to see, okay, like this in other country on, so you have to understand that PW is per week.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have questions with that?
No more.
No more. Okay, now moving on to exercise number 4 on. Read these questions, try to remember the answers, then listen again and check. Okay, the question, letter A, how long does she want to rent a car? Remember, Laura wanted to rent a car for a week, right?
Yeah.
And okay, so let's try to listen to number 58 again.
Recording 58.
I'd like to hire a car for a week from next Monday.
Certainly. What classic car would you like to have?
Well, what have you got?
Our economy car is a 2-door Polo. That's €89 for a week.
That's too small. We are 4. Do you have anything else?
Okay, so why doesn't she want the VW Polo?
Because it's it too small.
Yes, that's correct. It's too small for them because they're 4. Okay. Next, let's continue.
Next up is a compact car, a Ford Fiesta. The rate for that is €99.
Is that an automatic?
No, it's manual.
I want an automatic, really.
Okay, so why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Because it's not automatic.
Yes, okay,
Car.
because it's not automatic. Because she wants an automatic car, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and then let's continue.
What automatics have you got?
We have a Toyota Corolla. Let me see. That's €139 for the week.
Wow, that's a big increase.
Yes, well, it's a bigger car. It's an intermediate class. All our full-sized cars are automatic too, but they're €169.
Ah, I see.
Actually, we have a special offer on at the moment. I think we have an automatic Corolla, yes, for €125.
Okay.
Okay, so how much does he finally pay for the automatic Toyota Corolla?
100.
Yes, it's 125 pounds, right? Okay, so 125 pounds. And let's continue.
That's the one.
So why is this cheaper than the advertised price? Because
She has a
special offer, right? So it's going
Offer.
to be, okay, so it's a special price for them, okay, at the moment, according to the particular
Yes.
owner, okay?
Yeah.
Yes, so that would be it. Okay, now, if I am going to ask a question on, and then you will going to tell me the answer, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How long does she want to rent a car?
For a week.
Okay, why doesn't she want the VW Polo?
It's too small.
Very good. Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
It's not automatic.
Good. How much does she finally pay?
125 pounds
Why is this cheaper than the advertised price?
because it's a pesos.
It's a special, okay? Okay,
Yeah.
now it's time for you to ask me, and I am going to also to answer on.
Yes. How long does she want to rent a car?
Okay, for a week.
Why doesn't she want the VW?
It's too,
VW
yeah,
Polo?
it's too small.
Why doesn't she rent a Ford Fiesta?
It's not automatic.
How much does she finally pay?
Okay, it's 125 pounds.
Why is it cheaper than the advertised price?
It's special. Okay, so that would be it. Okay, now, did you know, Anne, that in British English, there are two kinds of English actually. So we have British and we have American English. Now, for the British English, they use you rent or hire cars, okay? Something like an automobile, okay? A
Yeah.
bikes, a DVD, and electronic equipment. So you can be able to say hire. Okay, let's say, oh, I will hire DVDs. I will hire an electronic equipment. Okay, but in American English, hire is only used for people. Same here in the Philippines. Okay, so we don't, yes,
Yeah.
hire. Just that's why when you are applying for a job, okay, you will going to say, oh, are you already hired? So that means you already in, okay? That means you already passed, okay, passed the interview and you are already part of the company because you are already hired. Okay? So hire is not used to hire for a cars, to hire for a bikes, to hire for DVDs or to hire an electronic equipment. Remember, that's in American English. But in the British English, so if you happen to go to London, do not use hire for referring to people. Okay, because they do not hire people. Okay? So they just
And the
hire
Philippines
or
too?
rent. Yeah, because Philippines following the American English.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, okay. So we are following most of the time the American English. That's why we do not use hire.
Yeah.
Okay. In renting or hiring a car or bikes. Okay, sorry. Rent is for DVD. Rent is for electronic equipment. We do not say hire, okay? Hire is for cars. Hire is for bikes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. And also here in the Philippines, we also say rent. Okay.
Yeah.
Rent for DVDs, rent for electronic equipment, and rent can also be used for what? Renting an apartment. Okay?
Yeah.
Yes. Do you it's also the same in Vietnam?
In Vietnam?
Yes. When you say rent an
In
apartment.
Vietnam, we use Vietnamese. I don't
Okay.
know.
Yeah, so you don't know.
I often heard people use rents
Yeah.
than hire.
Yes. Okay. So we do rent or renting an apartment, right?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, so do you have any questions so far with this, Anne?
Um. So in American English, the rent can we use for people?
No, rent
No.
is only be used for things,
Yeah.
okay? Like DVDs, electronic equipment, okay?
Yeah. Not
That's
for
also in American English. Hire, okay, in American English is just only used for people.
Yeah.
But in British English, hire is used for cars, for bikes, or the so-called automobiles. Okay,
Yeah.
like rent for a van, rent for a bicycle, rent for a tricycle, rent for an airplane. Okay, so if you are very rich, if you can rent an airplane, hire an airplane rather, right? So
Yeah.
hire a cars, hire a bikes, hire an airplane. So that would be for British English. Okay?
Yeah.
But in American English, they don't use the word hire. Okay?
Yeah.
But instead, rent. Let's say
Yeah.
rent a car. Look at this one. Why what we use in here? Renting a car.
Yeah.
Okay? But maybe sometimes in British English, because this one is a lesson from London, so this one is from UK, right? So they also use renting, rent a
Hi-
car. Okay?
Yeah. Hiring a car.
Yeah, actually, that's the correct one in London.
Yeah.
But in America, in the United States, do not say hiring a car.
Yeah.
Okay? Because they do not use that one. Because hiring in there would just only mean for people.
Yeah.
Okay? Yes. Okay. So, do you have any more questions, Anne?
No more, please.
No more. Okay. Moving on. Now, for the sound smart and missing sounds. Do you know that okay, d and okay, the T, the D, and the H
Yeah.
can be mispronounced or cannot be pronounced.
Yeah.
Okay, if you are going to use that one in a sentence. So let's try to listen to this sentence. Notice that the sounds of t, d, and h often disappear in connected speech. So we don't pronounce them. So therefore, we just had to say, why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta? So we do not say, why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta? Okay?
Yeah.
So we just had to what is one silent, okay, so
Yeah.
it's just only silent. So why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Yeah.
Okay, and then did he say uh it of the car for next week?
Did
Okay,
did he?
yeah,
Did
did
he?
he did
Did he?
he yeah, did he say he'd he'd have the car for next week? Okay,
Yeah.
because we don't pronounce them. Okay,
Did he say
yeah, did they
the
say did have the car
the
for
the
next
car
week?
for next week?
Yes, for next week. Okay, now
Yeah.
let's try to listen. See, sometimes we thought that we pronounce them correctly, right? But sometimes it's also different. In American English, that would also be different. And
Yeah.
in British English, that would also be different. Okay, so might as well that we have to understand them both, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you happen to go to the United States, so you can be able to adjust with their pronunciation, right?
Yeah.
But if you happen to go there in London, actually London, British English is going to be hard because there would be that would be slang. Okay, like for example, I had this particular student before in my other company. When she speaks to me UK, okay, British, and then she said, "Oh, you know what, teacher? I don't know how to elaborate your question. Something like that. So it's
Yeah.
going to be sometimes it's hard to understand. That's why we just used the American English because it's the
Yeah.
neutral way of speaking.
Yeah.
Okay, rather than the British English, because there would be a tuwang in there, right? Like for
Yeah.
example, what is your name? What is your name? Something like that. What do you live? Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Something like that. So they're okay. Anyway,
I
let's
wanna
Recording
headset.
59.
sorry, yeah. What did you say?
I wanna be headset.
Yeah, okay. So if you don't listen to them carefully,
Yeah.
you are going to have a headache on. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you need to listen to them the way they speak. Okay? And
Yeah.
sometimes it's going to be very fast. Okay?
Yeah.
It's fast and then it's long. Okay, so you cannot understand them.
Understand? Yeah.
Okay, so let's continue.
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Look at that now. Why she doesn't read?
Did he say he'd have the car for next week?
Hmm. Okay. Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta? Did he say he'd have to call the next week? Something like that, right?
Yeah. It is
Okay.
too fast. Too fast.
Yes.
So I can't rely the what he needs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to listen again, huh? Let's try to practice to become British, okay?
Uh,
Can we say that? Okay. Not just only the American English, but we have to practice the British English as well. Okay.
Recording 59.
Practice on.
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Why does she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Did he say he'd have the car for next week?
Did they say he has the car for next week? Okay, can you do it?
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Oh, very good. Go.
Did he say?
Did they say? Did they say? And yeah, actually their voice is going to be what is
he
that?
say?
Rising
Yeah.
intonation most of the time, right? Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta? Did they say he'd have the car for next week?
Did he say he have the car for next week? That's it.
Yes. Okay. Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Why doesn't she rent? Why doesn't
Why doesn't she rent?
why doesn't she rent
Why
for the
doesn't
Ford
why doesn't she
Fiesta?
rent the Ford Fiesta?
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Yes. Did they say did they say he'd have a car for next week?
Did he say is there the car for next week?
He'd have a car for next week.
Did they have the car? Did they have the car for next week?
Yeah, and it should be lively with the rising intonation most of the time. Okay. Why doesn't she rent a Ford Fiesta?
Yeah. Why? Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Oh, it should be lively on. Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Yes. Did they say he'd have a car for next week?
Did he say? Did he say
He'd have
he?
he'd have
he-
he'd have he'd
Did
have
it?
he'd have the car for
Did he
next
say
week.
Did he say he'd
He'd
have
have.
the car for next week?
Okay, let's try to listen again, huh? Let's follow Anne. Let's try to become British at this time. Okay.
Yeah.
Recording 59.
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Oh, why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Okay. More rising intonation. Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Why doesn't she? Why doesn't she?
Okay, good, good. Continue.
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Okay, more, a little bit. Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Okay, a little bit here. Okay, listen carefully,
Why
huh? Okay, wait
Why
for a
doesn't
while.
she?
Did he say he'd have the car for next week?
Okay,
Did
one.
she? Did he say? He said
Recording
car for
59.
next week.
Yeah.
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Why doesn't she rent for the Fiesta?
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Why doesn't she rent the Ford Fiesta?
Okay. Did they say it have the car for next week?
Did he say he'd have the car for next week?
Yes. See? So I heard you. You look like you look like also a British English,
Yeah.
right? So
I lie.
you look like also I listen to a British English also.
Oh. I
Yeah.
like Nautics.
Yeah. Okay, now look at the sentences A to H. Which t, d, and h sounds do you think are not pronounced? Okay, letter A was given. I've got just one question. Oh, see, we do not pronounce the T.
Yeah.
So it's
I've
mispronounced.
got-
So
I've
I've got
I've
just
got-
one. I've got just one question.
I've got just one question.
Do not pronounce the T. I've got.
I've got just one question.
Yeah, I've got
Question.
just one question.
I've got just one question.
Okay, next. You
You didn't
say
say you couldn't swim.
yes. Okay, so we
You
don't
didn't say-
pronounce the T in here. This is also the T in here. So therefore, we just have to say you didn't say you couldn't swim.
You didn't say you couldn't swim.
Yes. We could go tomorrow.
We could go tomorrow.
Okay, so where do you think would be that particular thing? Okay, it's the duh. So we could go tomorrow, right?
Yes. Could
Okay.
go tomorrow.
Next.
You must be tired.
Yes, so
Tired.
you must. Okay, the T of the mass, and then the duh in the tired. So you must be tired, right?
You must be tired.
Okay. No, it's not there. Okay, in the tired. So it's just
Tired.
only
T.
the T. Okay.
Tired.
So you must be tired. You must be tired. Next.
You played
Yes, before. So
before?
have you played before? So we don't pronounce the D. So it's silent D. Next.
I managed
Yes,
to
I managed.
to her
Okay.
last
I
night.
managed to talk to her
Last
night. Okay, so we don't pronounce the T. I managed to talk to her last night.
I managed to talk to her last night.
Yes. Then
Are you talking him to the
are you
station?
yes. Are you talking him to the station?
No.
Talking him.
Yeah.
So it's not talking him, but are you talking him to the station?
Are you
Okay,
talking
because
him to the
yeah,
station?
that's silent H. So are you talking him to the station? Next.
I didn't
Okay, I didn't,
know the answers,
so
so I
I kept.
keep
Okay, I
quiet.
kept. It's kept. So
Kept.
I didn't know the answer, so I kept quiet.
I didn't know the answers, so I kept quiet.
Yes. Okay. Oh, let's try to pronounce them correctly on. I've got just one question.
I've got just one question.
You didn't say you couldn't swim.
You didn't say you couldn't swim.
We could go tomorrow.
We could go tomorrow.
You must be tired.
You must be tired.
Have you played before?
Have you played before?
I managed to talk to her last night.
I managed to talk to her last night.
Are you taking him to the station or are you taking him to the station?
Are you taking him to the station?
Yes, I didn't know the answer, so I kept quiet.
I didn't know the answer, so I kept quiet.
Yes, okay. Now listen and check. Then listen again and repeat. So let's try to listen if we got the correct pronunciation.
Recording 60. A.
I've got just one question.
Mhm. I've got just one question. All right, I've just got one question.
Yeah.
Next.
B.
You didn't say you couldn't swim.
You didn't say you couldn't swim.
C.
We could go tomorrow.
We could go tomorrow.
D.
You must be tired.
You must be tired.
E.
Have you played before?
Have you played before?
F.
I managed to talk to her last night.
I managed to talk to her last night.
G.
Are you taking him to the station?
Are you taking him to the station?
Yeah.
H.
I didn't know the answer, so I kept quiet.
I didn't know the answer, so I kept quiet. Okay, what about you, Anne? I have to listen to you. Okay. You have to pretend that you are a British English talking to me, okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got just one question.
Right.
You didn't say you couldn't swim.
Correct.
We could go tomorrow.
Just correct.
You must be tired.
Okay.
Have you played before? I managed to talk to her last night.
Correct.
Are you taking him to the station?
Correct.
I didn't know the answer, so I kept quiet.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good, huh? Wow.
I'm
Okay.
present now.
Yeah. Good job, Anne, huh? Actually, I heard that a very clear enunciation. Okay. And yeah, maybe what we can be able to practice would be the slang. So we need to practice that so that you can be able to become a British English. Okay. Because American English, yes, you can.
Yeah.
Okay. Because American English doesn't use actually a lot of slang.
Yeah.
Okay, only British English. So in American English, actually, you have to read this one as I've got just one question. It doesn't have any, silent in American
Yeah.
English because I've got with a T,
Yeah.
just one
Got.
question. I didn't say you couldn't swim, so that would be in American English, but in British English, that would be it. I've got just one question. You didn't say you couldn't swim. We could go tomorrow. You must be tired. Have you played before? I managed to talk to her last night. Are you taking him to the station? I didn't know the answer, so I kept quiet. Okay?
Yeah.
So that would be British English. Okay?
Learn language so complicated.
Yes, actually.
I am Vietnamese.
Mm.
We don't have a lot of law because in Vietnamese, the longest word we have just have the maximum of 7 character. Yeah,
Oh.
the longest word.
Yeah. So that
Yeah,
would be
we
the
have
longest.
the longest word. We have just character.
Characters.
Yeah,
Okay.
and one word we will pronounce
Ah.
one sound. Yeah. So we don't have N sound S or T.
Yeah.
We don't have
That
anymore.
one.
Yeah.
That's why it's hard for you to pronounce. It's hard for the
Yeah.
Vietnamese to pronounce the S, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
hard for the Vietnamese to pronounce the T,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay,
We,
because you don't have that.
yeah.
Oh,
For
okay.
for for example, I talk to her to you a sentence of
Yeah,
Vietnamese.
yes.
My tôi tên là Phạm Thị Xuân Anh. Tôi tên là Phạm Thị Xuân Anh. That means my name is Phạm Thị
Oh,
Xuân Anh.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Without any S sound or yeah, just
Yes.
I pronounce one word, one pronounce.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay. Actually, it's hard. It's hard. Maybe I cannot, even maybe if I would be there in Vietnam for 1 year, I
Yeah.
cannot, I cannot learn your language because it's very, what is one? It's very complicated also, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, so we're done with this, Anne.
Yeah.
Okay. In this one is very, very timely. Why? Because you are about to go to Thailand on the 26th. So we're going to have another lesson on the 25, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And after that one, a day after, that would be your flight already. Okay. So let's try to tick. Can you be able to understand detailed information about travel arrangements?
Yes, I can do.
Yes, you can do. How are you going to um, understand the detailed information about travel arrangements? Like, for example, you have to go to the travel agency and ask for the help of the travel agent, and you need to ask for the informations in there, right? Like, for example, how much would be the amount of the amount of the ticket, okay, the booking, the hotels, something like that. And then I can make and respond to recommendations, so can
Yeah.
do, right? And
Yes, I
then
can do.
I can ask for detailed travel information, right? So you
Yes.
can be able to do that. And I can inquire about renting a car. Okay, so the
Yeah.
one that we studied just a while ago. Okay,
Yeah.
and so it's about time for us to say goodbye again. So we'll see you again on the
Today.
25 on
Yes.
Tuesday and before
Yeah.
your flight. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Have a good night and bye
Have a good
bye.
night, teacher.
Yes, bye bye.